Welcome back to another episode of Hoop Sense. I'm your host, Trey Edwards.
And I'm Mike Zakarian. Good to be back.
Man, apologies, man. We were supposed to be last week, but the day just got beyond me.
That's all right.
And our studio just be getting packed out, man. That's it. You know?
and listen, much like the stars of the NBA right now, some guys are taking some time off right now. We were also on the IR for a week.
Man, shout outs to WTF, man. You know what I'm saying? Business is good, man. I be checking to fill it up, and sometimes it just ain't there, man. We need a slot. WTF. Just give us a slot. Man, so a lot has happened in the NBA, which I'm kind of glad, because coming off the All-Star weekend, we had, like, not much to talk about.
Right.
And then we kind of allowed the NBA to have, like, a breathing period, and now we get to come back with some news and some shouts and things of that nature.
Yeah, I mean we're getting close to the playoff run right now too. Like these games are starting to matter a little bit more. I know we're going to talk a little Denver OKC, but having two of those games back to back, Celtics Lakers over the weekend, the games are starting to matter a little bit more now. It's fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's jump right into it, man. We got the shout outs here. LeBron, Kyrie, and Jalen Brunson all injured.
Yeah, all like different extents too. Like Kyrie done for the season. LeBron's going to be done for a couple of weeks maybe, and then Brunson rolled that nasty ankle against the Lakers, and he's going to miss. It sounds like he might be done till the playoffs.
Which is smart.
Yeah,
which is smart. I mean, at the end of the day, I think the Knicks are pretty good as far as the playoff berth.
Yeah.
They just want to come in with a team that's healthy.
Yeah.
That's important. Availability is always your advantage.
Yeah, almost a blessing in disguise that Brunson is going to be playing 42 minutes a game for the next 4 weeks.
Yeah, so, rest up, buddy. Rest up for sure.
Same thing with LeBron, too. Like, I wonder, I mean, obviously it's not good for him to be injured.
Did you see the play he got hurt?
Yeah,
I didn't.
I saw what they said the play was that he got hurt, but there wasn't like a moment where I was like, oh, there it is.
Was it weird seeing LeBron not be the main character for the first time in his life?
I know it was.
Usually it's dramatic. They follow him all the way back to the locker room. Right. Like they didn't cut scenes, nothing.
No.
It was very odd.
It was odd. And I wonder too, I mean, that must have been killing him. Like, how many more opportunities is he going to get to play in like the Boston Garden? It's a close-ish game.
I don't know if he was killing them.
No.
I ain't gonna do all that.
No, you don't.
No, I ain't gonna.
You don't think so? You don't think it?
I don't think it was killing
a
them.
Saturday night ABC
I don't think it was
game?
killing them. They were getting blasted for a minute. And then they started making this little run when he got off the floor. Actually,
well, that is what the Celtics do, though. They get up 25 and then they let you
it's
back
a game
in.
of runs.
For
man.
sure.
No one's beating an NBA team constantly all game. 80%
except for the
of
Cavs.
Yes, I do agree about that.
Yeah,
part. But like. LeBron will be fine. He bounces back.
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to be 2 weeks.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, this might be good. Like, they had been logging some pretty heavy minutes as they went on this great run to get up to like that 2-3 seed in the West. And I honestly, as a 40-year-old, maybe it's not the worst thing in the world that he misses a couple weeks.
You actually want him to rest. He's been kind of turning it up since they acquired Luka.
Yeah,
and playing high minutes, playing on both ends of the floor with high effort, and fans don't be realistic about it. No. They just look at it like we're gonna, bleed this guy out. Yeah. It's just like it doesn't work like that. This man is 40. He's giving the game possibly everything he possibly could, and he's still trying.
Right.
But also you want to be greedy because the Lakers are in second and West. And you
just want to keep it going.
You just want to keep it going.
And they're a little unlucky right now because LeBron's missing time. They were without Rui and Jackson Hayes, which, listen, we were kind of joking not too long ago about, Jackson Hayes, the starting center for the Lakers. And now they really need him out there. And he's played well with the time that he's gotten with Luka and LeBron.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, they're a little shorthanded right now.
Man, that Kyrie injury was felt around the league. I think everybody was kind of like, he knew it too. He knew it was one of those like bad injuries. That's why he asked to shoot those 2 free throws.
Yeah.
Most people were like, he's trying to do the Kobe moment. But like, no, this is the last time I'm going to be on the court all year.
Yeah.
Let me shoot my last 2 free throws, please.
And honestly, maybe next year too. Like those injuries
That's
are
tough.
so. Yeah, that is. I mean, the run out that Dallas has had has just been like incredibly unlucky. I mean, they just can't get.
Hey man, Spencer Dinwiddie had an amazing game.
He did, but that's not what we want to be leading with when we're talking with Dallas.
But at the end of the day, you don't pack it up, and that's our problem as fans.
Yeah.
Is that they're injury riddled, throw them in the trash.
No.
You got to keep going, and they're still in the mix. I'm still rooting for it. And, you know, most people want AD to shut down. I want AD to come back.
Well, I mean, like the good news for Dallas is nobody behind them is winning enough games. So I feel like even if they just continue grinding it out like they are right now, they still should probably hang on to that 10 seed.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not at this point?
And then, you know, just it's a one game series to get into the playoffs after that. You know, it's not like a full 7. So you have AD come back, play one game where he drops his like 50 and 20, and then all of a sudden you're in the playoffs.
Absolutely. We got a battle of the MVPs. It's been very intense. Who do you got as your MVP at the moment?
Man, I think like Jokic's numbers are insane. But SGA, the team's lost like 11 or 12 times this entire year. He's the best player on the team. He's putting up like 30 plus a night. It's hard to go any other direction than him. I don't know. Like where do you lean in that? Yeah, Shea. It was
reward the winner.
Yeah,
I've been saying it since day one.
I'm with you. If Shea was averaging like 25, 8 and 8, it's a different story, I think, and you can justify giving it to Jokic. But Shea's putting up crazy numbers on the best team in the league. It was kind of funny though to see like the Thunder win on Sunday, and then everyone's like, "That's it, book's written. Shea's the MVP," and then like they play again last night, and Joker goes nuts.
Let's jump into that. So they faced off last night. Jokic had 35, 18, and 8. SGA had 25, 3, and 7. Nuggets won 140 to 127. You know, obviously basketball is a team sport, and they competed, and this is what you really want to see. 2 of the best players compete at a high level and do those things. And Jokic, the thing what people forget, Jokic is very good, but most team strategies is let Jokic beat us. He can score 100 points on us. We cannot let the other guys go off.
Yeah, right. That's exactly right. Like if Jokic's numbers are closer to like 24, 12, and 12, that's a Denver win because that means he's getting everybody else involved.
Yes.
And I mean, like this is the story with Denver for the last like couple of years.
But that's also pain in the playoffs because you never want to see guys making threes.
No, right.
If
Getting
Gordon
comfy.
and all them dudes and Porter Jr. knocking the shot down, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
They're going to win the championship.
Yeah.
But the games that Jokic has to do it all, those are all strategically that way. Let him beat us. That means other guys are struggling, and we actually got a shot in the game.
Yeah, but the difference between those 2 games was Jamal Murray. Like Jamal was incredible in the second game and a little bit slower in the first game, and that's like when Jamal cooks, the Nuggets cook. Like that's how that team goes. But man, it got me excited for the playoffs. Like that's what some of these like high marquee games this last week or so has really got me excited as we're getting closer to the playoffs.
As we go into the playoffs, you see teams like Denver, Minnesota starting to ramp up, starting to go on those win streaks, starting to hit their stride, starting to find their rotation. And the only thing stopping them is health.
Right.
So at the end of the day, you have to be, as Nuggets and Wolves fans, you got to be excited because sure, the rest of the league media is covering the Lakers, as they should. The Lakers were one of the hottest teams, and they're supposed to be talked about. But when they're not hot, they're still being talked about, and I think that's the frustration of a lot of people. But we got you covered.
Yeah.
We see you, Nuggets. We see you, Minnesota. You guys are doing amazing. Continue to play the level that you're doing.
Oh, one other thing, too, about Joker. I don't know if you saw that quote after. So Michael Malone, because they played, it was a back-to-back, and Malone was like, they gave Jokic the opportunity to sit the second game to rest. And he was like, why am I going to sit?
Yeah.
I love it.
I mean, nobody should be doing back-to-backs unless you just got like you came back from a crazy injury.
Kawhi.
Or you're like deep in your years of, you know,
Yeah.
it's hard to get out of bed.
Right.
You know what I mean? One of them type of things. And LeBron is just excluded from this situation. He wants to play. He wants to be out there. Shouts to him.
Yeah.
We had some big scoring milestones. KD, 30,000 points. Steph Curry, 25,000. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 20,000 points. 3 of the game's best putting up big numbers.
Yeah, Giannis having 20,000 already made me feel old.
Do you think it's already?
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. I was like, I guess he has been in the league for a while. You know, like I kind of still think, I mean, of course he's been in the league for a while. He's won MVPs and championship, but it still feels like he's one of the younger stars, and that's.
I mean, he's on the early side of 30.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, sure.
I was kind of surprised though. I was like,
but also being in the league since he's 18.
Yeah.
You know, he's a vet.
Yeah.
He's a vet, and he scores a lot of points. I'm more shocked that Steph only has 25,000.
Yeah, that was kind of surprising.
But also, he's missed some time, and he's not like a crazy volume scorer like that. Like, I don't think, like, he'll have some. He got some bangers.
Yeah,
he got some 50s. He got some 40s. He got a lot of 30s. He got a lot of 20s. But it's just like he's had some games where he had some 2 points.
Yeah. And
he had some single digit scoring.
And he
too.
wasn't doing it from the jump, like from
Yeah.
day one, the early years where like KD came in and was like instantly, a 20-point a game scorer.
Even the highlight KD missed 2 seasons.
That's true. Yeah.
So
that's so crazy.
You know what I mean? Like, not saying. I mean, LeBron 50K.
Yeah.
No one's ever breaking that scoring milestone because I just feel no one likes basketball that much.
No, yeah, that I mean,
Like,
you have to do it.
Like, you have to be committed to basketball for life. That man has been playing since he was 18.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He's in year 22.
Yeah, 22.
22, because I always think it's like 23. I'm losing track.
Yeah.
But he's in year 22. He doesn't miss much. He hasn't had many serious injuries outside of his groin and his broken nose.
Right. Because
Right?
the groin, like when his first or second year with the Lakers, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was
And
like
then
Christmas Day, and then
yeah.
he was shut
And
down.
then now,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And then he had some like foot stuff.
Yeah.
But technically, he hasn't missed many games,
No.
bro. He's the Iron Man himself. So
It is wild.
to put up 50K, I think that's going to be one of them ones that just stays there, just because. For one, you got to get that head start's done.
Right.
You can't do that.
Right.
And then secondly, you just got to come out immediately killing.
No,
And I
yeah,
just
you got to
don't see
average
it.
28 like
I
your
just don't
rookie
see
year.
it. And I thought the only person that would be close to it was Luka, but Luka's helping him now. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, Luka's not playing until he's
Luka's
40.
Definitely not playing until he's
not.
40. So I'm
Yeah.
cast that one out. The
Yeah.
the next person I see that's probably going to be playing basketball into their 40s is Kevin Durant.
Yeah. Or you know who's getting closer to, but not putting up volume
I mean,
like
Steph's
that?
going to be 37.
Al Horford. How about Big Al out there?
Shouts to
38.
Big
huh?
Al moving his feet, man. I had the NBA going crazy on
Dude,
X,
oh,
man.
man.
They were so mad at me.
My buddy, wait, why? What were you saying
So,
out
you
there?
know, the NBA put the clip of him helping. He was guarding Luka.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, that was bad defense on Jaylen Brown.
Oh, on the
right?
switch?
The switch.
Yeah.
They did it a couple times.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Just get fucking
the guy's relocating, so like, why would you leave
Yeah.
that guy for that? But Al's effort, right? And I was on him early. I was like, yo, he's looking slow because the Lakers was zipping it in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, ooh, should he be out there? And then he got to the point where I'm sitting there and he's picking it up and he's defending how he's supposed to be. So then I'm like, wow, okay. He looks good.
You can see it when Al gets like a little bit lower and he gets in that stance. You're like, oh, he came to play.
He engaged.
Yeah. And it was funny. My buddy Justin, who co-hosts the 89 Cavs with me, he, like in the first quarter, like first 5 minutes of the game, he was like, oh, Al can't guard anybody tonight. Because I think it was like Austin Reeves went by him early.
Yeah, I mean, it was just also the pace.
Right.
Like, and then he had to settle
settled in.
down. And then, like, you know, guys were shooting the gaps and helping a little
Yeah.
bit. But just keeping it's effort. And
Yeah.
that was my quote was, Al Horford is 88 years old. And he can move his feet and stay in front of guys. There's no excuse for any other NBA player because it all starts with effort and pride.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And like that's a whole spiel that I just don't even want to go in. It's a broken record at this point.
Right.
Not saying that guys don't defend, but a consistent effort in order for your team to win, you have to be invested and focused that whole time.
Well, and then a lot of the teams that we've been talking about who are positioning themselves for a deep playoff run, it's the defense that has been turned up that is separate. I mean, that's like back to the Lakers, the reason they've gone on this run. Yes, of course, you have LeBron and Luka have been putting up big numbers, but they're defending the hell out of them.
Spoiler rich, GOAT, 2010's Defenders episode is coming out on Thursday, and we had Grant Williams on, and he had great perspective on defense and how games are won, winner shares, and how guys are approached.
Oh, awesome.
Like he's talking about the Boston series but against the Nets.
Okay.
When he had to defend KD and how he started off, and he was just saying different strategies of like, if you're physical with a guy early on, you're kind of setting the tone, but some guys like to be physical back. You know what I mean? So in certain situations, he's trying to bump certain guys or, you know, certain plays.
Probably not trying to bump certain guys, too.
Yes.
Right? Like,
absolutely. So you know what I mean. But it was a different perspective of we were talking about how times were different in the 2010s versus now because guys actually played with a full game of focus.
Sure. Look,
And-
they used to. You're
Yes,
not seeing that on the defensive
now.
end, anyways.
Yeah. But also, it's just kind of like negotiable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a Luka, you could make a case. Although Luka's been getting ripped for not playing defense, you could make a case because 80% of his usage is offense. So, which Luka do you want? You want the Luka that's on offense, or
Right.
you want the Luka on defense? And some of those guys, it's not a handful. It's only a few guys that get that opportunity to kind of get that excuse.
You have to be so elite on one end that we're like, okay, we're willing to sacrifice some of
Yes.
this on the other end.
And that's why we're going to surround you with guys that actually can, support you in it.
But that's why I think the margin for error is so thin in those situations, because if you don't surround them with the
Yes.
right guys, then it's not going to work.
Well, that's the Boston Dallas Mavericks situation. You know what I mean? Guys not making shots, so we don't have to defend.
And then that's it.
That's it. And it's easier to guard. All right, we spent enough time on shout-outs. We got to move on to team of the week. The Cleveland Cavaliers. Believeland.
They
14 in a row. They are beating everyone.
They may never lose again. They are incredible right
think
now.
so?
No, I mean they will absolutely drop another
Do
game.
they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals?
Yes, I think so. I don't think anybody. Milwaukee is starting to look right now. Like what Giannis is doing, they're starting to make me believe a little bit more. But I don't see the Knicks. I don't see the Pacers. I don't see the Pistons or the Bucks really getting through anything.
So the Cavs just going to roll through.
I think
and then they meet up with the Celtics.
Yeah, we might see like 6-game series. Like I'm not saying it's like 4-0, 4-0, but I think like to me, Cleveland and Boston are like in their own tier in the Eastern Conference.
Cleveland.
You're not
Y'all
there?
got me. Y'all got me.
Okay.
Y'all got me. I usually have a slick thing. I'm gonna be on the right side of history this time.
Yeah.
I do believe Cleveland's gonna go deep.
They're just too deep now. Like it's
Yeah.
not. I think we got so used to just seeing. Okay, it's like, is it Donovan Mitchell game? Is it a Mobley game? Is it a Garland game? An Allen game? Whatever. But now it's like Ty Jerome's out there playing like real minutes, and he is doing a really good job for them off the bench. The DeAndre Hunter deal was like such a good move.
I
for him.
still don't know how they got him.
I know.
I still don't know how they got him.
Yeah, and then Okoro, you throw like if Okoro's defending, okay, great. Dean Wade's out there, like they just are much deeper than I think people give them credit for, and I think they match up well against everybody.
Could they beat your Celtics in a series?
I don't. If the Celtics are healthy, I don't think they can. I think like if Porzingis, I don't know. There was some report yesterday.
Well, he reported it.
Yeah.
And he's dealing with some viral stuff.
Yeah.
And that he's working with some doctors to get that right, and hopefully he can return.
Yeah. What's your take on that with the Celtics? Like, do you think if they are right, they
They're good, man. Like they're good across the board. Like I was watching that game closely against the Lakers, and like again, it's engaging, right? You play against the bad teams, you play down the bad levels. You play against the good teams, you're overly focused. Jason Tatum looked like one of the best players in the NBA, right? The face.
Yeah.
If you want it, that's what I'm calling him, the face. Hashtag the face, right? But offensively, defensively, they're mean.
Yeah.
They're embodying what Joe Mazzulla wants them to be like.
Yeah.
You got Al Horford still effective. You got Jaylen Brown on the offensive end looking really nice. Peyton Pritchard coming in. You know what I mean? You got Drew Holiday sacrificing, getting the 50-50 balls, offensive rebounds, etc. Any plays you need.
It's when that three ball starts falling, it's just like an avalanche,
Well, it's nothing you could do with them because they just, you got Hauser. They respond so well to runs. They're composed. They don't really get too high or low. Like they're truly a championship team, and I think they got what it takes to go back to back.
Yeah, I think so too. I think OKC really is a wagon, and if they squared up against the Thunder, I think that could be a tough matchup for them. But I mean, you just see it when they lock in and they're fully healthy. They're a deep team. They're like a smart team, like you said, and they've been there before. And I know sometimes you can make the argument like, oh, the other team is hungrier because they haven't been there before. But I do think experience is helpful in those situations. Especially if you go like down 2-1 in a series, they're not going to be a team that like loses their shit.
We got to get back to talking about the Cavs.
Sorry, I got too excited about Boston.
17 more games left. How long does this streak go?
I feel like they've got another 5 in them before they drop one. I haven't looked at the schedule, but I've been impressed lately because they've been like playing, like you were saying, Boston does sometimes. They play down to their opponent. but they were still winning those games.
Yeah.
Like they could have easily dropped one, I think, to Charlotte. There was Portland where it was like a 1-possession game with like 8 minutes to go, and they went on some like 20-5 run or whatever to close it out. So I don't. I'll give them another 5. We'll get them.
Okay, so at 19.
19. Do you think they get to 20?
I don't know. I think like 18. It's weird.
Yeah.
But I'm not opposed to them going 21, 22. I've seen it with the Rockets before. So
Yeah.
the old Rockets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Aaron Brooks era.
Was it McGrady? Was McGrady still on
Shane
that Rockets?
Battier,
Yeah.
bro. No, McGrady was hurt.
Well, okay.
I think he was hurt all season. That team was like just a team playing with effort. You know,
Yeah.
I think they had like Chuck Hayes at the 5.
Oh, wow,
Wouldn't even
man.
be surprised, man. But long story short, this Cavs team, you know, they're doing it. They're doing it right now. The Minnesota Timberwolves.
Starting to like round out a little bit. Randall came back, and he's looked really nice since coming back.
I think Randall gets a raw deal.
I think so too, man.
I think it's easy to like jump on him, man. And Randall is who he is. Who he is and how he's advertised. And when he's going, he's going. And when he's bad, he's bad. But at the end of the day, he's still effective. He still adds a lot of things to your team. But the person we really need to be talking about is McDaniels.
Oh man, he has been incredible, right? And like you expect that defensiveness from him of being able to like lock down your best wing guy, but man, he's been doing it offensively.
Yeah, I mean for the whole month, he's been just turned up on offense.
Yeah.
And he's 16 a game, and he's just been, you know, that helps Anthony Edwards so much.
Absolutely. That's
So,
who he does
you
that.
know-
And again, Randall coming back too. Like
Yeah.
just having other guys that can get you a bucket. DiVincenzo's come back. He's
Yep.
looked okay. Rudy missed a ton of time, but they still were able to keep their head above water during that time. And now they're like right there with Golden State for that 6 seed and maybe getting out of the play-in.
Yeah, I mean, man, these teams are heating up at the right time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's getting to that point where you see over the mountaintop, which is April.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, like I said, I'm saying it loud and clear. 17 games left.
I know.
See what the lack of focus. You'll see who's booking their trip to Cancun and who's getting ready to play in mid-April.
Man,
So,
the West too is just so wild because like you look 2 through like 9 basically, and you could make a case for almost any team because every team is locking in and making a run a little bit, but they also have like some glaring flaws.
Phoenix is not locking in.
No, well, I did not include Phoenix in the
Jesus
top
Christ.
9. Phoenix. Memphis was a team that I also thought was not locking in, and then Phoenix made it look like they were locked in.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have their spills again.
Yeah.
But that's a good response win they had last night.
Yeah, from Memphis. Yeah.
We're moving right along to next man up. Next man up, Najee Marshall.
Man, we were talking about like Dinwiddie having a good game. Najee Marshall doing a little bit of everything. He has to play a million minutes
Yes.
because they are just down to like 8 bodies. But I'm good to see him like get some shine.
If
I
I'm
like his
Najee
game.
Marshall, I'm renegotiating my contract. I'm just like, look, bro, this is what I can do.
Yeah.
Or I'm auditioning for the next team to pay me because if y'all didn't know, he was solid for New Orleans.
He was very
but
yes.
he's turned his game up. He's looking like, I mean, it's a little too late.
Yeah.
But he could have been a most improved candidate.
Oh, I think if
That's
he
how he's rolling.
if he was playing more minutes longer, I agree because he defends all right and fills it up.
15, 8, and 4 in the last 10. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So he's been stepping up, and that's why he's one of the next men up.
Yep, and Dallas needed a bright spot, so there you go. There's some Najee Marshall for you.
Yeah, I mean, we got Dinwiddie, you
And
got Kai
Dinwiddie.
Jones.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Kai yeah, there we go.
Kai
Jones
Jones
getting
had
some
a big game in his debut.
Yeah.
Desmond Bain, 22 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists in his last 10. He's been stepping up for Triple J.
Yeah, and man, Memphis is such a weird team because like when they're on, they look like they could make a deep run. And I know they've been like hot and cold the last couple of weeks.
Yep.
But Bain has like really stepped it up as a playmaker too. Like
Yeah.
you know he can knock down the 3 ball, but he does a little bit of everything. Also got into it with KD a little bit last night.
Yeah, and Spencer was like, why are you talking? But I get it. No one's opposed. This reminds me of when somebody made a comment like no one's scared of LeBron. I don't think the elite players pump fear into these players. Not that KD's trying to do that.
No.
But I think there's a competitiveness of the young guys feeling like they belong too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's just the heat of the battle.
Yeah.
Of trash talk and also competitiveness. So I really like that, Kevin was getting with the other guys, and then Bane kind of got and ran
The
over
B-
there.
yeah, the Bane-
Yeah, so it was good.
I wish I could give credit to whoever it was that put it out there, but just an incredible arm comparison between Bane and KD.
Oh, yeah.
KD got him on the reach.
Speaking of KD and the Suns, man, I feel really bad, man. They had Jokic had an insane video game stat line against them.
That was
but KD played great in that game, and then also they just lost to Memphis, in a tough one. So like they're in the mix, man. It's just I don't think it's coaching. I don't think it's anything they can do. I think teams are just flat out better and just kind of moving on to that situation.
Yeah, and I think roster construction's tough. Like you're relying a lot on Nick Richards and Plumlee, and it's nice when you have like these three elite scorers in KD, Book, and Beal. Tyus Jones is nice, but like you're like Grayson Allen, take us home, Royce, and like again, they're fine. They're like nice pieces, but they just don't have the team there. And I think it starts snowballing a little bit too, and then the trade deadline didn't help them at all either. So I think they had fun. Well, maybe they didn't have fun, but I think that team's going to look very different next year.
Yes, absolutely. Stephen Castle, he has now scored 20 plus in his last five of last six. He's averaging 23.3 points per game on I think that's 58% true shooting. Wow. And he has 5.2 rebounds per game and 4.7 assists per game.
Yeah, it seems like they're kind of giving him the keys here down the stretch.
As they should. Yeah. You want to sell tickets? Yeah. You better.
Yeah, right. And
I'm not respectfully. Shout out to you, Chris Paul. I would ask for a buyout too. He's not a quitter. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
But I would ask for a buyout to go to a veteran team and compete. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Stephen Castle, you got the keys now, buddy.
Yeah, and it's
substitute teacher vibes.
I like that.
You know what I mean?
I like that.
Like
wheeling in the TV.
Yeah, just wheel it in and have fun, guys.
I thought we were gonna see like crazy Fox numbers when Wemby went down, and it's not. Been Fox has been kind of in cruise control, and honestly, maybe on purpose. They're like, we're not trying to make the play-in at this point. Yeah. Let's just let Castle, let Vassell, Keldon, let them all get some run right now, and again, just kind of look forward to the future. What do we got moving forward?
Absolutely.
You think he wins Rookie of the Year? Castle? Yeah.
I think he's created enough breathing room in separation.
Yeah, I think so too. Because I know like Edie was getting a little bit of love for a bit, but I don't think he plays enough. Yeah.
That's not happening.
Yeah.
No. Feel good story right here. Lonnie Walker.
Yeah.
25 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. Lonnie Walker, went from training camp to overseas to back in the NBA. Looked good. Career high 11 rebounds.
Yeah, he's filling it up. Filling it up. And similar to Dallas, Philly just looking for any sort of bright spot they can get.
Philly Grimes.
Yeah, Philly
Grimes.
Man, shout out Nick Nurse, who was like, hey, we're going to be limiting our minutes for our guys the rest of the way, and included Grimes in that report. And then Grimes went out there yesterday and played like 42 minutes or whatever the hell it was.
He probably didn't want to sit.
Yeah, he's like, I'm finally recreating the narrative.
I've rested enough, coach.
Yeah.
Billy Grimes. Yeah.
But that is nice, man. Lonnie's a bucket, so it's been cool to see him get some more run.
Absolutely.
I'm sure we'll get a couple more weeks of that because it's not going to be Maxey out there. It's not going to be Paul George out there. They're not going to be playing too much the rest of the season.
Despite the loss, Aaron Wiggins, 18.5 points per game, 4.8 rebounds per game, 2.1 assists per game, 65.2 true shooting. And this all has started in the last 17 games.
Yeah, he's been awesome, man.
Since February 1st.
He's been awesome. I forget who.
That's a great addition.
Oh,
for your guy to wake up. You didn't acquire him.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like took advantage of his opportunity.
It's just crazy how deep that team is. They have just so many different guys that can show up night in, night out. I forget what game that was for OKC where they just like rested everybody. They were like, you guys haven't had an off day. They knew they had the 2 games against Denver, and he just went nuts.
Yeah.
He went nuts.
We love it.
Yeah.
We love it. We love to see it, man. Aaron Wiggins hypes over here.
Yeah, there you go. Here you go.
All right, moving right along to hot hand. Josh Giddey.
Man. Dude, he's been great.
Josh Giddey.
He had like 29 and 10 last night in limited minutes, and then I think he tweaked an ankle or something. So hopefully he's fine. He's going to come back.
Fine. But listen, 22.4 points per game, 11 rebounds per game, 9 assists per game over his last 8. The guy is locked in.
Those are Westbrook numbers.
Chill. Chicago's supposed to be trash. Chill out.
No, you know what Chicago's doing is they're looking in the rearview mirror and they're like, well, Philly's not coming.
Yep.
Like Brooklyn's not coming.
Yep.
So we might as well lock in and have some fun in the play. And he was doing that without Vooch too. Like Vooch had missed a couple
Kobe
weeks.
White had that game 44 the other night. So, I mean, you know, they doing their thing, man.
Yeah. And like Bucelis is playing a little bit more now too, which is good.
Larry Bucelis.
Larry Bucelis.
Larry Bucelis, man, the next coming of the bird.
I still don't know what the Bulls are doing long term, but it is fun to see Giddey cook.
Hey, man, let Giddey cook.
Yeah, I wonder, because I think he's up for an extension. I wonder if he is on the Bulls next year or if Giddey is elsewhere.
They better figure it out, but
Yeah.
you know, he can hoop.
He can hoop.
He ain't at any point he ain't hoop like this at OKC.
No.
At any point he did not have this going.
Well,
so.
he's such a weird case because he needs the ball in his hands, and when you had a guy like Shea, it's like, well, we need
You know who he'd be good?
who?
Orlando Magic.
Oh man.
He would have been a good Magic, man. I feel like the Bulls got all the good point guards that the Magic need.
Yeah, I mean, they've traded together before.
I don't
come
know
on,
why
bring
we
it
still didn't do that, man. We were so banged up. We're gonna talk about that a little later.
Yeah.
But, Jordan Poole.
Welcome back.
Pool party.
Welcome back, man.
25.4 points per game, 4.7 assists per game over his last 10.
Yeah, he took it to Toronto. He missed a handful of games and came back and just went off against
Straight
Toronto.
gunner, man.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't watch many, you know what I mean, Wizards games voluntarily.
No.
But unless we're doing hoop sense, but man, he be turning it up.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I didn't watch the Washington-Toronto game. I didn't tune
It's
into
fair,
that one.
man. It's fair. It's fair. But the pool party, all invitations welcome.
Yeah.
A lot of splash.
I'm just happy for him, man, because it was really like that was bleak last year. What was going on there? And
lack of professionalism, though. I just think that anytime you get a lot of money, and then you're handed the keys, your idea of one thing, and the actual reality of how things go, it just doesn't pan out that way.
Well, and I think it's probably easy to have a fun time playing basketball when you're in a championship level situation, and then all of a sudden you're brought to Washington, and that is not a championship level, at least right now. And I think that's a different mindset to grind through that.
But also, you have to think about it from this perspective, right? Steph gravity.
Yeah, doesn't hurt playing next
Clay
to Steph.
gravity.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like the gravity of good players. So it's not you. You're good, but it's not you.
Yeah.
You reaping the benefits of the gravity of the star.
I mean that's what like.
Pascal Siakam seen that a little bit when Kawhi left.
Yeah, I think that's a good.
You know what I'm saying?
I think like people talk about Michael Porter Jr.'s ceiling and what he could look like if he was on a different team, with somebody like Jokic taking up all that usage. And I promise you, Michael Porter Jr.'s numbers are better because Joker is there. Like you're not going to get those clean looks.
No. We're not getting a 25 a game Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah.
We're just not doing that. I ain't seeing it.
No.
I ain't seeing it that much.
No, stay with Jokic.
Steph Curry. Steph Curry, the boss, turns 37 this week. But in the past month, 14 games, 30 points per game, 6.4 assists per game, 4.3 rebounds per game.
They got the look right now, man. Golden State's got that. Like again, I
Don't let Steph Curry think that he can win it all.
That's what I'm saying. Like similar to what Cleveland was doing when I was mentioning like they're playing down to their opponent. I was watching the end of the Portland game last night, and Simons like got really hot in the end of the third, early the fourth, and the game got a little bit closer. But the look of the Warriors right now, they are not concerned about close games. You know, they've just got this level of confidence that they're playing with right now, and I'm sure you get to play like you were saying, Steph Gravity, seeing him get hot, man.
D-Wade made a great point, right? There's always someone you have to pull a camera out for.
Yeah.
And become the photographer. Jimmy Butler has to be the photographer for Steph.
Yeah.
And he's finally feeling the volume. He's played with D-Rose. He's played with other guys. He's never played with Steph Curry. You have to be the photographer, buddy. Hold the camera.
I watched it a couple of times in possessions last night where like it looked like Jimmy had a situation to take a guy one-on-one and started to go into his action and then found Steph immediately. And it's like, and you know what? I bet like with what Jimmy has done in the last couple of years, probably not too mad that he's got somebody like Steph to lean on in those situations
Smart,
too.
not hard.
Yeah.
Smart, not hard.
Absolutely. And
Work smart, not hard. You hear me, America? Work smart, not hard. Jimmy Butler has found it.
he got his triple-double last night, too. Like, he's, I get
Everybody eats.
Yeah.
Everybody eats. You're playing with one of the most unselfish superstars out there.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, like I said, regardless of the situation in these next 2 seasons, Jimmy Butler is going to come back a complete ball player.
Yeah.
Learning from Draymond Green and then also playmaking, playing with Steph Curry.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for a Golden State run. And I really do think, like, the way that it's shaken out right now, especially with this LeBron injury, we might get Warriors-Lakers first round.
Hell yeah. I love that.
Sign me
I
up.
love that for me. I love that for me. Absolutely. This is a name we ain't said in a long time. Actually, we've said the name, but we haven't spoke positively. And I don't think that not negatively, but we haven't spoke positively and mentioned him. Zion Williamson.
Oh, yeah, baby.
31.6 points, 9.3 rebounds, 6.6 assists, 1.6 steals, 1.2 blocks. Career numbers since he's returned.
Dude, you know who's happy about that? The New Orleans front office.
Absolutely.
Because I am sure they are like, we weren't able to move Zion if they wanted to because of where his value was, but he has been awesome. He's unguardable. Like, he really is, like, it doesn't matter who you put on him. You know what he's going to do. He's going to drive left and finish with his left, and he can get by everybody every time. It's incredible.
He's in the best shape of his career, playing well. So what? The Pelicans are bad.
Yeah.
We just want to see Zion bump and play like how he's supposed to play. Because next season, I think they got the identity of what they want to look like. You know what I mean? They sent Ingram to Toronto. You know, they sent a few guys out. They have the idea of what they want to be.
You think he's still there? He's still in New Orleans next year?
Zion?
Zion, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They're invested.
Yeah.
They're invested for real. And they're going to keep a few guys, but some of them dudes not going to be there. But
I don't know. How did you feel about Zion's tattoo being thrown around the
I don't need to see that.
Nah, me neither.
I don't need to see that, but hey, he posted it voluntarily.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Anime vibes, however you want to do. I think it's Naruto. You know what I mean? I don't want to know any basketball player like that. But again, we've gotten the chosen one from LeBron. We got the Reggie Miller belly button tattoo. There's certain things that we just don't need to know.
Yeah.
Keep it basketball.
Yeah. I'm like, I guess if you need to do this to stay healthy, then get all the tattoos you need, I guess. But
I might get that tattoo on NBA 2K so I can play like Zion.
There you go.
That's the only way I'm going to ever get that stomach tattoo. 30-second timeout. I ain't even list the Phoenix Suns, but I got to list the Phoenix Suns. It's bullying at this point if I continue to talk about them. But it's not much we can actually offer in this timeout.
No.
This is one of those ones where us as the head coach and assistant coach walk away and we let the players figure it out and say, who do you want to be? Despite Dallas situation, despite the Lakers situation, despite all these other teams that are injury stricken, they still can't put together a W. And they have one of the toughest schedules, by the way.
Right.
So I do want to sympathize with that. The strength of schedule is very tough, and it doesn't look like it's working in their favor. And they're losing very close games because there are some effort.
Yeah. They are in these games for the most. Like, it doesn't seem like they're.
It's not blowouts.
Yeah, they're not like letting go of the rope. It doesn't feel like they're quitting. And I mean, again, like Book has struggled a little bit. I know he's been putting up okay numbers, but like the efficiency's been a little bit less than what we are used to seeing from him. KD has been awesome. Like, he really has been so good. And they're like you said, they're playing these competitive games, but they just cannot get a W.
You know what I feel is very Bush League and tacky? Trade rumors while the season's going on.
Yeah, no, well, especially when the guy's not involved in the, you know what I mean? Like if Kevin, I'm talking about like where, if Kevin in the front office,
that's his first name.
That's true. Had the conversation and he was like, if you find the right situation and you think it's best for the organization and for me to move me, sure. But for him to just like find out, like you can't do that with your best guy. You can't.
Yeah, I mean, but we're beyond All-Star Weekend.
Yeah.
It is just that there are reports
that,
hey, he may land here or they potentially want 3 picks for it. Like, the season is not over.
Yeah.
Dog, what are we doing?
I know. Yeah.
Why are we talking about this right now?
You don't want Brian Windhorst on ESPN reporting on it. That's usually not a good sign.
People want to do their jobs, but like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. If a player can't get traded right now, I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't need to hear about it.
Yeah.
Like, have some respect for the league. Have some respect. All the next season stuff, off-season stuff, that can wait, man.
Yeah, wait till the regular season's over.
I don't even want to talk about the draft.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Not until, like, lottery ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the old or yeah, you can talk to me about the draft as teams are losing and they're trying to figure out where they're.
But I didn't even want to talk about who gonna get who.
Yeah, no.
Let the season play out.
Yeah.
I think that's a bad thing. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, it's not the first time that it's been ever happening or
No, but
who's gonna get what.
I know
but
what you mean though. I was seeing.
But being so close to it, it's just tacky to me.
Yeah, I was also seeing like reports like Cooper Flag. The betting favorite is that Cooper Flag stays at Duke next year. Don't bet on that. Call the number. If you're betting on that, call the number. All right, you don't need. That's not where you need to be putting your money.
Hey, people bet for less.
I know.
We have Brooklyn Nets, right? They were on a 7-game losing streak before they beat the Los Angeles Lakers last night.
That's right.
Much needed win. But I don't know if they wanted to win.
No, it feels like they've downshifted a little bit.
They definitely downshifted, but that was a weird win because Lakers fans were sick to their stomach.
Yeah.
They just was like, I've never seen this many Lakers fans miss Rui and Jackson Hayes.
For real.
I seen someone say, man, we lost Bron, and we don't even have Rui and Jackson Hayes. They said that against the Celtics. I said, wow, Jackson Hayes messed around and became important at his job.
That's right. There needs to be a bigger gap between saying LeBron and then Rui and Jackson Hayes.
I get the LeBron thing.
Yeah.
LeBron is LeBron. Like, yes.
Yeah.
We're down without LeBron. But you can beat the Brooklyn Nets without Rui.
Especially when Brooklyn's not trying. I mean, the players are trying to win, but like organizationally, they're not like full metal to the floor. But they they really did miss them last night. There were like 2 possessions late in the fourth quarter where they just could not get a rebound. It's got like Trendon Watford is like bodying them down low, and you just that was a tough L for them.
I should have signed PJ Tucker.
Yeah, hey, welcome to New York. Welcome to New York.
I mean, he on a 10-day. We ain't gonna. His back. All them shoes might not make the trip.
I love the. What are they? They were like the experience, the veteran presence, and the enforcer. I was like, well, all right, the enforcer. I like that. Listen, I haven't seen a player get tagged as an enforcer.
There's a quote of PJ Tucker telling Josh Hart, shoot that motherfucker. And I said, he got some nerve. He got some nerve. There's an account saying, did PJ score tonight?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It was better for him not to score so the team could win. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want PJ Tucker yelling at me saying, shoot the motherfucker.
Yeah.
You shoot too. You shoot too, brother.
I might, yeah. So do you think PJ's there the rest of the year, or do you think that's just
I don't know.
Yeah.
On paper, he's a Tibbs guy. Mm-hmm. He's also 39, about to be 40, so.
Yeah.
I mean, PJ Tucker, if anybody could play 50 minutes. Easily.
PJ Tucker, yeah. He's
in some dress shoes.
Yeah. He's 1 year away from joining my league. He's 40 and up, baby. Come on over, PJ.
Not even. He's a few months away.
Yeah, come on over.
Yeah,
We'll get you for the playoff run.
I like PJ Tucker. Hopefully PJ Tucker sticks with the Knicks. They're banged up.
They're so banged up.
So he potentially gets a look. I mean, I was shocked that they didn't bring TJ Warren over because he was playing well, for them and the Westchester Knicks. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I would love to see PJ Tucker and what he brings to the identity of the Knicks, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
we'll only have to see.
And they don't really have a guy like him on the team right now, so maybe that's, again, good veteran presence. Their own James Johnson.
Sure. Moving right along, we have players of the game. Got 2. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, which we mentioned earlier, 44 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, 6.7 assists per game. This was all last week as the Thunder went 3-0.
Wow. 44 a game is nuts for like the course of a week. But yeah, I'm with you like we talked about at the top. These MVP, I think this week kind of
NBA get it right. Coaches get it right.
Yeah.
Voters get it right. It's time.
It is.
We got to reward the winners, man.
And if
I love Jokic. Jokic is a madman.
Yeah.
Let's reward the winners.
And if there was anybody that's not going to care about finishing second in the MVP votes, it's probably Jokic. I think he's fine with it.
He's okay.
Yeah.
Trae Young.
Yeah.
Trae Young, 24.5 points per game, 2.8 rebounds per game, 13 assists. And the Hawks last week were 3-1.
Yeah, Atlanta needed some good news, right? They
Yes.
needed some good vibes. I know he got a little dinged up in the game against, I think it was Miami, maybe Miami or no, I forget who, or Indiana, and then missed last night's game. But
Yep.
yeah, man. The Atlanta team is probably not going to make any noise in this like play-in playoff run, but they're a lot more fun to watch than I would have guessed after they kind of fire-sold some of their guys.
Trae Young since January has just been playing amazing basketball. You know what I mean? I think the snub kind of helped him, feel a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, to turn it all the way up consistently. And then also, is that Risacher?
Yeah, Risacher, yeah.
Risacher, his shooting percentage is up.
Yeah, he's looks
shooting
good
the ball
too.
really well.
Dyson Daniels, like there's like a fun.
Dyson Daniels right now has 180 steals.
I saw that crazy thing where he's like the difference between first and second in steals.
Oh, it's a huge gap.
Is the same thing.
But also, this is the first time he's had the most steals than any other NBA player, like as a gap margin, since Ricky Rubio in 2013-14
Wow.
season.
Wow.
Yeah, but 17 games left, so he might,
Defensive player of the year, man. Especially with Triple J missing some time.
those things matter to me.
Yeah.
I mean, he got high praise from guys that he's defended and things of that nature, and he's been consistent. We've been talking about him all year, and that would be some good news.
Yeah.
As part of positive news for the Hawks, but also it doesn't make them look crazy now that they traded DeJounte Murray.
No, I mean, no, not at all. I mean, the fact that they got some assets back plus Dyson Daniels,
Yeah.
who's been awesome. And I don't know what their next year looks like, but Jalen Johnson was like a borderline all-star before he got hurt. Dyson Daniels, Risacher, Trae, like you've got Okongwu's been nice. You got like a core there. Just got to beef it up a little bit, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what time it is? Trey's Magic Minute.
Yeah, that's-
I'm not that excited.
I was gonna say that was
I'm not that
right,
excited.
You brought it down.
Yeah, we're not gonna have any balloons fall from the ceiling. My Magic are 3-7 in the last 10. I'm not happy. I'm not happy about this. I don't know how we're still 8th in the East,
Yeah, that's how bad the East is, man. The East
but
is,
it's better than 11th.
yeah. I mean that is true. It is better than 11.
It's better than 11th. You know what I mean? And as Paolo's playing great, Franz is doing his thing. You know what I mean? Cole Anthony's back.
Yeah, Cole's had some good games.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it feels like the young guys kind of hit a wall a little bit. Like Anthony Black had some nice runs early on. He slowed down. De Silva slowed down a little bit, and they just seem stuck in the mud. Like
I'm just in a weird situation that I don't want them to do good now at this point.
yeah, you want to
Like-
go get your picks?
Go get whatever possibly can. Do you just still want to just pretend like you're a playoff team?
Yeah, I mean they like
Like, do you really want? Sure, the check is good, but do you really want to play 4 games to get blasted
I think
and
well,
waste everybody's time?
right. I think Miami is not clearly because they're not that great right now either. But like of that 7 to 10 range, like I feel like Miami is in there. But man, like Atlanta, Chicago, and Orlando, like who are you taking of those 3?
Atlanta.
Yeah, and I think I would take Chicago over.
Trae Young's way more exciting right now.
Yeah,
I just think that they're just back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
Let everybody get healthy. Just work some things out in the offseason.
yeah.
Figure it all out. Hit the reset button.
Again, man, Jalen Suggs.
Started off hot though, man.
Yeah, Suggs needs to renegotiate his contract because he might be the best player in the league. The way that the Magic were, the way the Magic were the first half, and then you take him out of the lineup, and then what has happened since then?
Most valuable conversation.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. That's all we got for you this week. We'll see you next week on Hoop Sense.